either before or after you've had your Wildcats checklist approved. And so this might still show orange, but you can still move on to this next step once the full checklist has been completed by yourself. You can create your opportunity, which is the blue button just below the checklist. So this is where you set up your sessions and the activity that you're going to be running. You're going to add the opportunity first, so it's going to be public. So this means that it can be found when people search for football sessions. And in the reference, you can add anything that you like to make it specific. If you're setting up your session for just play, I would recommend having something to do with whichever pathway you're setting it up for in the reference. So having it saying women's, male, female, disability, whatever the pathway it is that you're looking forward to, something that would reference which gender it's for, because that just makes it a little bit easier to find. If you're setting up for Wildcats, Squad Girls, Comets, it's obviously a little bit more self-explanatory with the program requirements itself. You can opt to whether it's specific to disabilities or you can just leave that blank. You can add a description. And you can write whatever you like in here. And after, you can also add a message in for after when people have booked onto the session. You're going to select a start date. So for example, it's going to start after the school holidays when we get back in September. And it's going to run on a Monday night, for example. So the Monday is selected. If you wanted to select an alternative day, you can just deselect the Monday and select the alternative day that you want it to run. If you, and then the same if you change it back. If you're running multiple sessions, I would recommend just selecting one for this opportunity and then setting up another opportunity for the sessions that you run on alternative days. There's a new feature on Book Football called blackout dates. So if you know that you're not going to be running your sessions over the half term, for example, you could enter the dates which cover the half term in October. So we'll say the 24th through to the 30, where are we? The 1st of November, and you can save that in there. Or you might know that there's a coach away, there's on a training or whatever it might be on a specific date, and you can add that specific date into the system. So single date, and you can add that in, and that will show all the blackout dates. You can enter as many blackout dates as you would like. And then select your end date. So we're going to run all year round. So my end date isn't going to be until July 2026. So we'll put it in there. You then enter your main contact name, the email address, and the contact phone number. If you have online payments selected in your organization checklist, it will give you the option here for online payments. However, you can also select offline and it will be automatically selected if you didn't select that online payments earlier. But you have to put some instructions on in that box below. And it's going to be £5 per session. You can select whether you want to allow cancellations if people are booking on or not, and that's just toggling that switch there. And you can find your venue. So it might take a minute. And if it isn't finding your venue, you just click add venue, Beacon Sports and Fitness. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you might just need to add a venue name in at the bottom and confirm. Once the venue has been added, you can add your minimum and maximum age. So Wildcats and Comets run for 5 to 11-year-olds, and the minimum age for Squad Girls is actually 11, up to 14. But you can choose smaller age ranges within that as well. So I could, for example, set up my session just for 8 to 11-year-olds, and that will only allow 8 to 11-year-olds to book onto the session. It could be the opposite way around. You might only want 5 to 8-year-olds on your session, and you can set their maximum minimum age range accordingly. If you're happy for the full age range to be there, you can keep it at the standard maximum and minimum. You then go on to add your lead coaches, and it will tell you if they've got the relevant qualifications to do this role. So your lead coach will need to have the introduction to coaching football, a first aid qualification, an in-date DBS, and a safeguarding children's award. And it will tell you here the qualification needed here. You can then go on to add the coaching team. It'll tell you if that person is eligible to do that role. Again, if you need any support, you can add the coaching team in as well. You might have 3 people that are running your program, and you can add them in here. If you've not already added them as the coaching team, you can add coaches in from here as well. So for example, and that will show in there, and you can confirm it. And the secondary coach will be added into the program there. You then select your session start time. So if I'm running on a Monday, it's likely to be an evening session. So just scroll down and you can say 5 o'clock start. It's going to be on the 3G pitch and it's going to be an hour's long. And I've got space. There's 3 coaches, so I can have 30 kids on our session. You might want to set that maximum to 20 if you'd rather a smaller ratio, but you can set that as to however you like. Guidance on ratios can also be found here, and you can save that opportunity. Once your opportunity is saved, you will see here that all your sessions are showing as you set up. And the blackout sessions are also saying there that you've got them set up as blackout, so people can't book onto that week because it's set as a blackout session. Okay, as you move through, these pending weeks will move into the upcoming. So you think on the booking page, you can have 10 sessions active at a time. And if you've got more sessions that on your system, then pending sessions will move into that once sessions are completed. And that's your session set up.